So, good morning everybody. Today's lesson is really to try and bring together a lot of the subjects we've been doing in science, creative writing and ICT. So I've done an example to help you through this process, but obviously I'd really love to see your own examples. You'll see towards the end of the video you can choose how you do this story using any of the skills that you've been doing. So if you want to just write, you can get on and write if you'd like to make a storyboard. If you want to go onto Google Slides, if you want to use some of the skills you've been doing in Scratch, iMovie, Movie Maker, you can do those as well. I've done it on iMovie, but I've also obviously drawn it because that's my go-to form of story writing. I want you to try and use all the words that you've had to learn this week for your spellings to do with forces, so words like gravity, air resistance, in your story. The next one, think about all the topics we've been doing recently in theme. So topics to do with volcanoes, structure of the Earth, Earth, Sun and Moon, even things like the tectonic plates, and stuff like that. We've also been looking at zero gravity on the International Space Station. Anything you can remember, the moon landings, the effect of gravity on the moon, and working in teams and problem solving. I'm going to start with 3 characters that I've made up. You could use animals, you could use stickmen, it doesn't have to be well drawn. So I've played on words, I've used a bit of alliteration here. Grace, gravity, Sammy, speed and Felicity, force. Who's holding an apple? Now for this slide I've just used words because I was up very late last night drawing, so here we go. While they were in the park, a strange thing happened. When Felicity Force dropped her apple, instead of falling to the floor, it floated upwards. Sammy's speed also started to float into the air, just a little bit. Grace Gravity had her feet firmly on the ground. She was wearing metal shoes that were very heavy. Meanwhile, deep inside the Earth's inner core, the giant Mantle Magnetica was trapped, trying to escape. He had got there by accident many years ago through the crack in the Earth's crust. The hotter it got in the centre of the Earth, the bigger he grew, until he almost filled the entire inner core of the Earth. Now, Grace Gravity was wearing special shoes that could read magnetic waves. She knew something was wrong with the Earth's magnetic field. Everything was starting to float. If you look in the picture, even the sheep and the trees are floating, just a little bit. Felicity Force had special powers to read sound waves and could see the problem. Sammy Speed thought the new light gravity was pretty cool. He could do great jumps on his skateboard. But Felicity Force knew they had to put the gravitational force back to normal. Together they built a machine using gravity and magnetism to extract Mantle Magnetica from the Earth's crust. And this is where they got all their problem-solving, team-building skills and STEM techniques. The closer he got to the Earth's surface, the smaller and cooler he became. And at last, he was free to float in the Earth's atmosphere freely again. Mantle Magnetica became great friends with the 3. He could still use his gravitational powers just for fun, and Sammy Speed got to whiz around on his skateboard with his help.